Hey, this is Pastor Frank, and it's a brand new year, 2019. So kind of a happy new year, kind of cruising in here. This is our first video of the new year, and it's a great time to do this because just last Sunday we began a brand new series called Healthy Church. And if you were with the church, hey, a few weeks ago I just talked about our church is just a really healthy church, and it really is. And the Apostle Paul wrote a letter to probably one of the most healthiest churches in the New Testament, with the church at Philippi, the book of Philippians. The book of Philippians is a great book. When you read the book of Philippians, the Apostle Paul just talks about joy. He says that when he thinks of this church, that he praises God for them. He says when he thinks of this church, he has this joy, love, and affection of them in Christ. It's just this beautiful letter of refreshment for the Apostle Paul. Sometimes in ministry, it gets tough. Sometimes in ministry, you're sharing Christ with people, and it just gets tough, and you need encouragement. For the Apostle Paul 2,000 years ago, this was the church. This was the church that just encouraged Paul. Paul's in the prison in Rome. He's awaiting to give an account of Jesus before the Emperor Nero, and he gets this gift financially from the church at Philippi. And he picks out pencil and paper, and he starts writing this awesome letter of the New Testament. That's what we're going through this week. Probably the best verse in that first section of verses 1 through 12 is this verse. He who began a good work in you is faithful to complete it. God is at work in your life. This is such a beautiful truth. Jesus is a carpenter. Jesus is a builder. God is building into your life. The Apostle Paul tells the church of Philippi, God who's begun a good work in you, he's going to complete what he's got going on. And that's just something for you and I to stir in this week. God's at work in your life. And you just say, God, do your work. Next week, we're going to enter into the second half of Philippians chapter 1. Paul talks about, I don't get why I'm in jail. Paul is kind of going, I don't get why God's allowing this to happen. I should be out telling people about Jesus and planting churches, and I've got chains. I'm chained up. Why is God allowing this to happen? And then he begins to say, I think I figured out why God's allowed this to happen. And he starts making a list. Read Philippians chapter 1 and see if you can find the reasons why Paul, he's kind of figured it out. I think I realize why God's allowed me to be in jail. And he's going to talk about that. And then he begins talking about the worst thing that could happen to me is I could die. And yet, maybe that's okay. It's a great chapter. Read Philippians chapter 1 straight through. We're going to have a good time. Hey, there's a few things going on. Next Sunday, Steve Claflin is going to be doing the second part of his class, an apologetics class on why does God allow evil. You want to be a part of that right after church on Sunday. Head over to Building B and check it out. It's going to be awesome. Also, marriages that are healthy and thriving and doing well is awesome. And they're pretty rare. We're going to be doing our very first WCC marriage retreat, February the 23rd, the 24th. That's the weekend after Valentine's Day. It's a great Valentine's Day gift. Sign up in the lobby and come on down. Join my wife and I as we're going to be heading down to Oceanside, and we're going to get to see the beauty of the beach, and we're going to talk about marriages and just pour into your marriages. Be a part of that. God bless you, Woodbridge. Have a great week this week, and we'll see you next Sunday as we kind of finish out the first chapter of Philippians chapter 1. God bless you. Take care. Bye-bye.